Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the City of Mist. We paused last session in the middle of something potentially incredibly important. Let's see what that something is. Oh, hi there, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Hi, back, I'm Dad. Alrighty, so let us rewind ever so slightly. Of course, it is night. The group of Radiah, Moira, Xander, and Dragon have all climbed the very first tower that we were able to find and reset. There is a figure in this tower. Roxanne, you went off to go find Reginald, I believe, right?
Yeah.
And while you're off doing that, prior to our group arriving where they are now, undisclosed location, two individuals are having a very heated conversation. The man in the chair turns about as he goes over all the variables in the current case, assuring her that everything he says will indeed come to pass. He once again proposes an idea, one that she is very against. A little more shouting, back and forth. We should not go this far. Then he assures her, everything will be all right. You do not need to worry. Some time passes. She eventually agrees, relenting and going forward with his plan. We now cut to where we are now. The group of Radiah, Moira, Xander. A storm is brewing, and as mentioned last time, a train goes by, lights flashing on the back of this individual. An individual I said that your group recognizes. Now I forgot, did one of you say something? I think Moira spoke up.
I did. I do remember that. You didn't tell me who it was, though.
Correct.
We were going to find out this time.
Within seconds, yes.
So who is it?
As your group stares at this individual, whom we 100% know, he slowly turns, and your group is met face to face with good old George Kim, staring all y'all
George!
right in the eye.
No!
His expression is mixed.
George! Sorry. Okay, go on. I'm feeling some kind of way about this.
What do you say? Do you do anything?
I'm just like, George? Gotta be honest, I didn't see that one coming.
He nods, looking to your group, and he says, Man, what the hell do you all be getting into? I haven't seen the three of you. Where's Roxanne?
Personal vendetta.
You know what? I'm gonna say exactly that.
Stuff.
I say, while Radiah says she's doing her own stuff, I'm like, personal vendetta.
See? Own stuff.
Own stuff.
Seems very like her. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty on par, I think, for who she is as a person.
He's nodding along, and he's looking at you, and he just kind of stretches his arms, and, man, what the hell the three of you gotten into? I haven't seen y'all in like a couple months.
Yeah, what are you doing here, George?
I'd like to know the same thing. I was on vacation, having a good time with my niece, and some bullshit hits us out of nowhere. And now, he looks like he's trying to say something but can't. And then he nods.
When you say some bullshit hit you, what you mean by that?
I mean, some jack-off I've never seen before rolls up to me on my vacation and starts dropping threats. Of course I say I'm going to kick his ass, but
What did he look like?
some dude with like real nice actually. Slick back hair, pretty solid suit, but after he started speaking, real piece of shit vibes from this guy. Just definitely a workout. Regardless, apparently he knows I know you. And apparently the three of you have put your nose somewhere you shouldn't.
And he bothered you? Are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm doing great. You guys might be in trouble, though. In fact, we both might be in trouble. I'm sure you heard this multiple times. The way he phrased it made it look like we've done this song and dance before, but I need the three of you to turn around. Leave this alone. You have to go.
All right, give me a good reason to do that.
You trust me?
I mean, yeah, but I also trust you to tell me the truth.
The look he's giving you essentially says, there's something I can't say. There's something he cannot give to you. Some piece of information. I'm guessing this is big business, huh? There's a couple of these.
Yeah, you could call it that.
How important is it that y'all get in that room behind me?
I mean, isn't it like the missing piece or whatever? The last thing.
Let's just say you're not going to stop us if you're trying to.
He sighs, and it's not necessarily full-on frustration. It's very much, I understand where you guys are coming from. Man, just a bunch of goody-goods your group, huh? Trying to save the world?
Yes. Well, somebody's got to do it.
I don't blame you.
Is this going to affect our friendship? If we,
He smiles, and he goes to crack his knuckles and says, no, it most assuredly will not. Unfortunately, I do have to do this, though. If you
Is
mean
he by
that,
himself, or
he's by himself.
I hope you understand that we also have to do this. But,
I got you.
I'll buy you a drink on Friday or whatever.
You know what? I own a liquor shop, but most people don't buy me drinks. So you know what? Sure, why not?
Perfect. I guess let's get down to business. And I crack my knuckles also.
All right. He smirks at that. He looks at your group and says, I guess we're doing this.
this is the weirdest way to start a fight, but okay.
Look, I mean, it's the same thing with Isabel. I don't necessarily dislike her. I don't think she's a horrible person. I mean, I don't know. Anyway,
Since you've
we
been speaking,
do have to get into that room, though, right? That is the goal here.
if you don't want the big bad thing to happen, these towers must be sealed off. Yes.
Okay.
Can I go to punch him?
You're more than welcome to do so.
Xander runs up, pushes Moira aside to throw a punch.
Y'all are side by side. If you want to charge towards George, you totally go for it. He's ready.
I'm going to make a big magical bat and smack him over the head.
Alrighty. As you charge on in, go ahead and roll me go toe-to-toe.
Smack!
All right, you said you're moving in with a bat?
We'll just do a big energy fist.
Big old fist.
Big old fist. All right, as you charge in, George Kim gives you a smirk and charges right back towards you, Xander. You can see somewhere behind the smile, though, there's something he's most assuredly hiding. And as you swing this fist, he very easily ducks under it. As he drops his stance low, he goes to kick up and then swirl around you, reaching out to actually grab your arm. You overextended ever so slightly in order to get you in a pin, but Xander, you're able to jump back. You're paying very close attention. You dodge this, and he kind of clicks his tongue a little. And as you swing back for a second shot, you can tell that Mr. Kim is open. Rather than striking him on, though, all in one motion, the room gets colder. George's stance becomes incredibly firm. As you swear, you can hear the rustling of leaves and the flowing of water. As your fist strikes, it does not strike George Kim. Instead, it strikes a massive white tiger that is now standing directly in front of you.
I love white.
I feel like everyone we've met on this adventure is in cahoots with the enemy.
Well, it's all a big conspiracy, and the faster you learn that, the less horrible it will sound each time.
Just let this whole city burn. It's okay.
Let it burn.
We're here to try to do our best to protect things.
Are we trying
And
to stop it from burning by protecting, locking these towers back off?
Oh, that's neither here nor there.
No, I punched the tiger in the face, pretty much.
yes, yeah, you strike the tiger. Fortunately, it's very large and seems somewhat resilient. Any damage it takes, it reduces by 1 tier. So he's now bonked 2.
Bonked 2.
You smacked him in the face.
I'll look at George and be like, I've been waiting to see what your little powers it was.
He nods his head over to his compatriot, over to his side, and says, "Yeah, me White Paw."
White Paw.
And with White Paw being in position, he crouches low, Xander, very clearly going to leap out at you momentarily. George is able to sprint past you, Xander, and he flips over the table, moving towards you, Moira, and you can tell that he indeed means you violence. And he says, let's get this over with quickly, yeah?
Let's get it over with. Kind of I don't know, leap at him.
Yeah, definitely.
I want to try kicking his legs out.
So as you move on in, Moira, attempting to damage him with your 2 tags, roll a 9, mixed success, you would normally do 2 status to George. But you realize very quickly as you move in to strike him, there is something very special about this individual. He has another custom move that whenever he takes any physical harm, he reduces the status by 2. So as you
no.
go out to strike him, Moira, it is like kicking a mountain. He completely stops your leg midair. He smirks, pulls his fist back, and begins to draw it for you. Please roll me to face danger.
Could I use self-defense?
Definitely, yeah. Anything to stop getting punched very, very hard.
There isn't a lot I got, really, for this. Guess it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter when you roll boxcars. All right, you fly on in with a... You didn't even need self-defense. You got a 13.
Nice.
Upon seeing your kick was stopped, you were able to react very quickly, Moira. And he punches, and you feel just a wave of force shoot by where your body once was. That 100% would have smart. The tiles on the floor ripped up ever so slightly, and he gives you a nod as to say, good job. Reminder, both Xander and Moira, you have a permanent tag, at least for this encounter going forward, of laser focus, which can be used for a multitude of things.
Well, I'll use that next time.
Radia gave you all a little buff. As you see this going on, Radia, what are you thinking? What you doing?
Good questions. Nobody's super hurt yet. So my hand is not on the potion bag.
Well, Xander is blazed too, and going forward, that's going to be definitely hurting him, so...
Hey, I have a question.
I have an answer.
Blaze 2, what is that? Is that fire dimension?
Yes.
Oh, maybe I'll whip up
I totally forgot I even had that.
a burn heal thing.
Sure. You can go ahead and roll me change the game with your healing potions, and hopefully that can help him.
Don't tigers and dragons historically have, like, beef with each other?
Probably.
Chinese mythology, I would think so, yeah.
So,
Or are they friends? I don't know.
Can your dragon get a buff against Mr. Tiger? Please, pretty please?
Or it's the other way around.
I say, wouldn't the tiger have a buff too?
No. The dragon has friends.
Alrighty, excellent. We got 2 juice, and with that, we can actually reduce Blaze by 2. You're able to toss Xander an ointment, and while White Paw is ready to strike, he's not in the process of doing so. So, Xander, you're able to catch this, quickly apply it, and you are feeling much better, I might say. George very much sees this, Radia, and Moira, you see his eyes flit past you to Radia as if to say, okay, she's going to be a problem.
Uh-oh. I've been noticed. Good.
Don't worry. I will protect.
Alrighty, what are y'all doing?
So since clearly he cannot take physical damage.
Correct, that means you need assistance.
I mean, I would like assistance, but I don't know what to ask for.
I mean, Xander has the exact solution for you. Her punches are normal, meaning they're regular, boring-ass punches. But Xander, you have a very...
2 less damage.
Correct.
Each time.
Mm-hmm.
Megan hasn't played enough D&D. You need magic hands.
Bingo.
But how do I have magic hands?
You gotta get those spicy hands.
You're in a party with 2 mages. How do you think?
They can't just give me hands.
Yeah, they can. That's literally the game.
Do you want some magical boxing gloves?
Sure, give me some magic hands.
I'll cast a spell to give her some magical knuckle busters.
Alrighty, Xander, you are in a somewhat dangerous position. The White Paw is about to leap, but you're able to kind of step back a bit. Go ahead and roll me change the game to assist Moira. Moira, you can tell that George is about to walk around you and probably shoot for Radia. So Xander, go ahead and make your roll.
Am I leaping back from...
Movement-wise, we can move as much as we want, anytime we want. There's no limit on movement unless it physically makes no sense. Like, I run around the planet. That doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
You can always say you're backing up, you're flipping over things. 1 roll can be 9 attacks if you think that sounds cool.
Rip.
Alrighty, while you do indeed attempt to conjure this up for a brief moment, Xander, you are indeed distracted. You have to turn your eye for longer than you'd like. In this moment, White Paw will leap out at you and strike. Go ahead and roll me face danger.
I'm going to use my magic shields, and I'm going to do some... you say slashing out at me?
Yes.
All right, so I'm gonna try to like jumping up and like try to like bounce off of his noggin with some sick parkour skills.
All right, we wouldn't use energy-based constructs. You want to definitely save it for something else. But with a 10, you're still able to dodge the entirety of that with just the 2 tags. You quickly whip back around, Xander, and Whitepaw actually dives just past you, completely missing its attack. And now, it's looking at everyone. It's not just focused on you, Xander. Whitepaw's looking about. Unfortunately, Moira, you were unable to get your buff, and you can see George is kind of going toe-to-toe with you, just like side to side, and you can tell he's slowly walking you back to get closer and closer to Radaya. What are the 2 of you doing?
Well, I'm going to stay in between him and Radaya.
So if you want to make that a thing, you can roll Change the Game, and I can give you a tag specifically for guarding Radaya. That way, if Kim does anything to Radaya whatsoever, she can use that tag.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
And then I had a question.
Yeah.
So, he can't take physical damage. Can you do psychic damage? Or is that still considered physical?
So whenever he takes a status of physical harm, subdual, or suggestion, the tier is reduced by 2. I would say psychic damage is probably suggestion.
Okay. I shall simply protect.
Also, the move is called Hard Spirits. Also, while Moira is rolling, technically, Roxanne, with your ability, you kind of know all the going-ons all the time with your shadows.
Indeed, yes.
At any time you can arrive.
I'm on a mission, damn it.
I'm using situational awareness and laser focus.
Okay.
Woof.
Excellent. All right. So with this, you can create the story tag of basically protected, and you can make it ongoing if you'd like.
I will do that.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and put the tag directly on Radaya. I'm just going to call it protected and make it permanent. This is essentially saying that you are sticking close to Radaya. So as long as you are still doing that, Moira, she'll have the tag. The second that's no longer true, she will lose it.
I'll stick close to her.
All right. You do just that. And George can see that you are not intending to get out of his way. He was about to go for a move. You saw him kind of juke forward, but you slide off to the side much faster than he was anticipating, and you block his route. He gives you the quick up and down look as if to say, all right. His eyes jump over to Whitepaw, who's getting in position, moving away from Xander now, slowly moving towards you, Moira, clearly getting ready to pounce. Kim looks like he's probably doing a combination attack or something along those lines, but they both are focused on Moira currently.
I just can't damage him until I get a buff, right?
This is true. Both Radaya and Xander can probably help you with that.
Radaya, I need this to be a symbiotic relationship.
Now I'm going to work on it.
I help you, you help me. You know, that whole thing.
I'm twiddling my fingers and working on it.
I'm like, just kidding, Radaya. Like, obviously, your safety is more important. It is, though. Radaya is precious. And me and Mr. Kim might have a problem.
All right, did you want to buff Moira, Radaya?
Yes.
All right, go ahead and roll me change the game with your magic tag.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Maybe I should have hit the other button. I don't think it would have made a difference.
You know, I feel like I'm just not going to get buffed this time, and I'm going to have to figure something else out.
What other tag were you thinking about, Radaya?
Fire breath, like I breathe fire breath and casting a spell and give her fire fist. But I don't know if that would have made a difference or not.
If you intended her to give her fire fist specifically, that would have definitely mattered, yes.
Mm.
So that'll bring it up to 7. So you have 2 juice. Now, the somewhat awkward thing here is you can indeed give Moira fire fist, but the second she loses it, they're gone. So she only gets to attack 1 time. Meaning, you'll need to roll higher next time to make it permanent, which you very much can.
1 attack is better than none.
1 attack is definitely better than none, and that's also not a hard move, so that's much, much better, actually. And you can pocket the other juice Radaya for use at another moment, basically. But if you want to focus on just buffing Moira so she can punch, you can very much 100% do that. As long as it's not back to back. Okay, so you're like getting into position. Dragon's helping as well, probably getting in the way. So you got George is trying to move, but Moira gets in the way. Dragon also kind of gets in the way. So they're very much protecting you to the point where, very clearly annoyed. And after you're able to cast the spell with your breath, Radaya, Moira, your hands and feet light up in a flame. You know this only lasts for 1 strike, but you do indeed feel empowered. And as George and Whitepaw are slowly closing in on Moira, what do we do?
Can I go ahead and use the fire? this?
If you want to strike out, you are more than welcome to do so.
Oh, yeah. I might as well use it while I'm burning,
While you're on fire?
While I'm on fire.
Was it going as hot?
I really need to get more black belt tags.
Upgrades?
It's not
Yes.
very.
I was going to say, go ahead and use occasional openings for that, so you get more experience. Congratulations.
Perfect.
You also do have broad training, so if you do need an extra something tag, just keep in mind you do have that.
All right, I'm going to use hard kick. Can't really do laser focus.
For attacking, you technically can use laser focus, but if it fails, you can't use it, obviously, to defend yourself, so that's up to you.
Is this go toe-to-toe?
Yes.
Well, all right. I guess.
Did you want to use laser focus or no?
No, I'd rather use it if I have to defend myself.
Okay. Go ahead and mark experience for black belt, since you use occasional openings, which you very much have right now. So you can choose one of those. I assume you're going for damage.
Yeah.
All right, I'll just call it bopped. It's only one.
When you hit the cat, though, it's called booped.
Exactly. Currently, he is bonked, so the one stage would have been booped. As you move in to do this more, the two of you exchange blow after blow after blow, punches and kicks all blocked. This time now with your flames of fists, you can feel as if you're gaining room on him, just closer and closer, and you do sneak one single blow in. The heat from your fists singes the side of his neck as he's just barely able to dodge. You can tell something in there. You definitely struck him. Unfortunately, two things are going to happen. First and foremost, he is going to counterattack, so go ahead and roll me to face danger. It's going to be another physical blow.
Can I do laser focus for this?
Very much so. That is used for offense or defense. It is up to you. All right, reducing the tier by 1. He barely dodges the strike, moves off to the side, grabs your arm, and just drops his elbow right on your shoulder, giving you whacked 2. In the same moment, since White Paw was moving towards you, White Paw will then leap, jumping onto you, Moira, and giving you the story tag, pinned.
Pinned, yeah. Okay.
So, reminder, when any sort of tags are created, if you look at change the game, one of the options there says burn a story tag, meaning you can very much, if you want to get White Paw off Moira, burn the tag. That is one way to do that. Same if they buff themselves with like a fire aura or an ice aura or something. Change the game.
So wait, I would burn what tag?
You are currently pinned, and you will stay pinned as long as story-wise you are pinned. But you guys can remove that. So this isn't just a -1 she now has. You guys can interact with this.
Can I magically put, the anime Megalobox?
Mm-hmm.
Can I put one of those on my right arm and just punch the heck out of the tiger off of her?
Very much so. Are you trying to do damage or just remove him?
I'm trying to punch him hard enough for him to get off or pay attention to me.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me.
I'm trying to do damage, but yeah.
Okay. If you're
hopefully this is making him want to turn to me and be like, "Oh, that's annoying."
Sure. Go toe to toe. It's not going to necessarily remove the tag unless you roll high enough. So you can go and definitely do that.
I'm going to use my uncanny strength for this.
Sure. You need a big punch. All right. Excellent. So with all that nonsense, you're just going for damage?
Yeah.
Okay. So moving on into Strike White Paw. It'll take the status of 4 and reduce it down by 1. So it'll take 3. As you fly in, this hard light structure slowly builds on your arm, Xander, as you charge in order to smack White Paw off of Moira. And you think for just a moment, you got him real good. You can hear the crack out as it just... And he moves, and he lets go of her for a moment, and Moira is able to get away just for a second, but White Paw's much faster than the two of you are expecting, and it kicks and flips one of the tables, switching very quickly back onto Moira and pinning her once again. Prior to that, though, he is going to lash out at you, Xander, so go ahead and roll me to face danger. Nice! Alrighty.
Not today, boy.
You dodge that flying table, Xander. You take nothing, but Moira, unfortunately, you are still pinned. You can very much tell that White Paw is definitely thoroughly damaged. He's currently bonked 3. That's definitely not great. And currently, with you being pinned, Moira, We can tell that George is going to strike out at you next.
Can I try to escape first?
Very much so, yes. Go ahead and roll me. Change the game. Attempting to get him off you.
For broad training, could I create a story tag called like escape artist or something?
Sure, I'll give you a +1 after the roll.
Well,
Alrighty, you're definitely going to do it. You have 2 juice. So one of them is you can burn a tag, which is definitely going to be pinned. That's not gone.
Mhm.
And you have 1 more juice. You can do something else. What would you like to do? You have many options.
oh gosh, I was just trying to get out.
You can make a new story tag if you want for yourself, a buff if you wish, or something else weird, which is the bottom effect. Never hurts just to grab a buff.
Weird.
Yeah.
I do want a buff for sure.
Okay.
I guess I'm just not sure what would be effective and also reasonable.
We'll do balanced.
All right.
As you were just whacked on your ass a second ago, you are balanced and you are chill. You are relaxed. Everything's going good for you.
Perfect.
All right, you're able to whip around quickly and knock White Paw off you. You notice that as you do this, Moira, and stand, George is not taking that, and he's instantly now running towards you. White Paw is beginning to reposition, starting to move around, maybe going for Radiah now. And Radiah, you see all this happening. What you doing?
Rummaging through my alchemy kit for a smoke screen.
Oh, okay.
Especially concocted one so that my friends will still see where we each are, but our enemies won't.
Yeah,
I don't know.
you can make a smoke screen and you can throw it at the enemy, and it will strike them, and I'll put a smoke veil around them. Go ahead and roll me change the game.
That was the last alchemy buttons I used, but I cast a spell since, so all mine are free to be clicked on again, right?
Mm-hmm. All you used was cast a spell, so you can use any of your alchemy stuff. Ooh, spicy.
Ooh, spicy.
All right, so you have 2 options, Radiah. You can put a smoke screen on both White Paw and George, or you can put a smoke screen on one of them that will last the entire encounter. Which one would you like to do?
I will put it on George. Extra strong.
Alrighty.
Espresso.
All right, we're throwing a smoke screen on George. As you're able to concoct this rather quickly, Radiah, you huck it over Moira as White Paw slowly getting into position, kind of jockeying for position against your dragon, getting ready to strike when he can. But during this downtime, George is getting ready to run forward. Before he's able to strike, you quickly concoct a smoke screen, chuck it, the glass shatters against right against the back of his hand as he smashes it out of the air, assuming he stopped whatever it was, but then smoke begins to furl around his arms and up around his chest, like an animal or like some like amoeba trying to grab up onto him. It's getting into his face. He's trying to blow it out of the way, but he's unable to do so. He's like, what the hell is this? And it is not completely obscuring his vision, but it's definitely not helping. He's been paused for a moment, but he will strike out momentarily.
Can I try again to give Moira the knuckle busters?
Most definitely, go for it. Nice. So, with 1, I'm trying to think of a cooler sounding something than... actually, yeah, what do you want to give her? Because she had fire, so what are you giving her, Xander?
Like brass knuckles?
All right, we now have a permanent tag of Construct Knuckles, and you have 1 extra juice where you can give someone a temporary tag. Who would you like to give a tag to?
Oh, like knuckle busters?
Yeah, you can give it to yourself, you can give it to her, whoever you want. Probably better on you. I don't see Radiah punching anyone unless she really wants to.
I was like, Radiah.
I don't have
taking
the
a
martial
lesson?
art training tags for this.
Hey.
I give sharp claws to knuckle buster claws to dragon.
Oh yeah, you can give the dragon if you want.
No, I don't know if that'd work.
Yeah, no,
Is the dragon magical or no?
yeah, definitely. You want to give dragon some like magical like super claws?
Yeah, I can do that.
Sure.
I'm gonna be like, "Hey Moira, hold your hands out,"
I do.
and then I'm gonna like do some magical stuff, and you're gonna see like magical knuckle busters like appear on your hands.
Hell yeah.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
These ones feel more permanent, Moira. You know for a fact that these should indeed last you for the duration of the fight, as long as Kim doesn't have a way to remove them. The dragon also now has longer, more sharp claws, bladed weapons. If you are to attack with said dragon, Radiah, they'll be a bit stronger. During this buff, though, Moira, it's taken a second for it to ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk to get into place. And in that moment, you needed to wait a moment for Xander to get it all situated. George sees this as an opening, and he's already moving in Moira to strike you. Go ahead and roll me to face danger. And you do have your debuff, so make sure you use that.
Damn.
All right, he's going to move on in, and this one's going to be a 3 tier, which is going to bring your whacked 2 up to a whacked 3. You indeed now have this Sado power armor, Moira, but as George moves in, he is having none of that. He smacks both your arms out of the way with a few quick blows to your stomach, to your chest, and you're able to pull your arms up the last second and block a few before he can get to your face, and he moves back, trying to get back into position. Unsure as to who's causing the most damage here. Should he take out Moira first? Should he move on to White Paw? Should White Paw move back to Xander? You can tell as a group that the two of them are kind of bouncing between. Clearly, you're not getting out of the way of Redaya, and she also has this dragon, so maybe she isn't the best quarry. So both Xander and Moira are currently in danger of being struck. They're kind of bouncing between the two of you, watching carefully. What do y'all do?
Can I go ahead and attack George Kim?
Definitely. You just got powered up. Go for it.
No.
Unfortunately, you do have to use that negative, so have fun with all your tags.
To get rid of whacked. Youch.
Big youch.
Nice.
Alrighty.
Love it.
As you dive in, a multitude of things are going to happen. You strike out, and with a serious blow, this definitely would have done some pretty serious damage had it actually made contact. But seeing that you are now open for striking, George will actually grab on to your arm. And he'll effectively fully pin you, temporary pinned. And with that, he nods to White Paw to leap for you, Moira. And in this moment, very quickly, White Paw's already mid-air, flying towards Moira to strike. What are the two of you do? Now that your friend is open for attack.
I'm going to shoot some ice spikes at White Paw.
Okay, with the intent to
Hurt.
Right.
Damage.
go toe-to-toe.
Make it cry.
Go.
No. Yeah.
Alrighty, you can choose one of those things. If you do not choose the top one, he is going to strike Moira. You're okay with that?
Listen, sacrifices have to be made.
All right, bye, Moira. I'm kidding.
All right. See you later.
She's okay. She's not gonna die.
Technically, she's fine. So that 3 reduced by 1 to 2 status. So he's still at bonked 3, but he's bonked 3 with 2 pips. So any number of pips will increase that to bonked 4. Your ice, you said?
Yeah, like ice shards are shooting at him.
Excellent. You strike the side of White Paw, and he has to like barrel out of the way as you very clearly did some not heavy damage to him, but his coat isn't as sheen and shiny as when this battle begun. You see, as he lands for a brief moment, his eyes catch with you, Xander, as if to say, I'm coming for you next, but first, and he'll pivot, his claw raking through the air at Moira. Moira, go ahead and roll me face danger. And you'll also be using the negative of pinned as well. Redaya, if you want to help Moira in defending, you're more than welcome to do so before she rolls.
Grab ice and dragon to intercept or
Did
stand
I-
guard.
You can definitely do that. Go ahead and roll
Yeah.
me. Go ahead and roll me. Change the game with dragon tags that make sense. So we got Fierce Dragon, obviously. We got. You know what? We have a Fierce Dragon, Sharp Claws, and Super Claws, and then also
Yeah.
use the Oh Look a Shiny weakness tag. Oh, so Super
Oh
Claws.
boy.
No, you're good. Super Claws was backwards.
Oh,
Yeah, you're good. You're good. Super Claws should have been a plus, like so. Not a big deal. All right, so we got Sharp Claws, Fierce Dragon, Super Claws, which burn. That's perfectly fine. Oh, look a shiny. So make sure you add 1 attention to Pet Dragon, 1 experience.
click plus on the
And
right thing.
yeah, no worries, no worries. Remember, if you
Do
click
I
it
have
and
to
it's
use
red,
whack?
you're gonna have to use whacked and pinned. But Redaya is going to be giving you. Well, you got 2 tags you can make. So actually, there's a couple things we can do here. So Redaya, you got 2 juice, and the dragon's moving in to do just this. So we're doing 2 things. We're creating a story tag and we're burning a story tag. So Dragon's going to run in, and while George has you held, Dragon will swoop in, shooting flames, causing George to jump away, lest he harm himself. Now you're open, and Dragon's here to help you defend. So go ahead and roll 2, defend yourself, Moira. Only using the negative whacked, and I'll give you a +1 for the dragon after you roll. Alrighty, actually not that big of a deal. believe it or not. You took the same amount of damage that White Paw took. So you're still only whacked 3, even though I added +2 to that. White Paw moves in and is able to feign dangle his way around the dragon ever so slightly, but fortunately, Dragon did help and get in the way. You're just starting to get a little winded there, Moira. Repositioning themselves, since he's not really feeling that fire and Radai is really annoying to get to, George very quickly moves back over to Xander, and in this moment you can tell he's attempting, with whatever abilities he has, to try to remove this smoke screen. Xander, what are you doing? You can tell that White Paw has turned and is now looking at you.
You said George Kim is near me?
Oh yeah, he's moving towards you now. Radai is way too far away.
Can I smack him?
Yeah, definitely. Boxcars again, nice!
Where you going, little pipsqueak? Whack, whack, whack!
Alright, you said you're going for George?
Yeah.
Alrighty. As you move on in to strike at George, he's attempting to remove this smoke screen. Technically, you'd actually have a +1 from that as well, because he can't necessarily see exactly what's going on, which is not great for him, but fantastic for you. He attempts to lash out, but he cannot see through said smoke screen, and you're able to get him fairly good. It'll be at a -1 from this, but that's still +3, which is still fantastic. That's a big ow. All right, it's big ow 3. Damn, that ain't great. While he does not react to strike you, Xander, you've noticed that the two of them have slowly weaseled you into a corner, and White Paw now has you cornered.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
You call yourself baby?
Just silly little pet name.
Xander thinks to himself. All right, the two of you can see that Xander whomps George across the face, and he kind of, checks his lip, and he's clearly bleeding. He looks at you, Xander, and gives you a nod and says, "God damn, boy, you hit hard." We got to wrap this up, though. And you see his eyes flit up to look at the ceiling for whatever reason. Then he looks back down to you guys, and you can tell that both he and White Paw are relatively winded. The two of you see that Xander is indeed cornered. What do y'all do?
Can I attack him?
Always.
I'm gonna attack George. Still using whack.
Yep, basically for everything. Fortunately, you do have balance. You have laser focused. You have construct knuckles. But you do have a couple tags that should help balance that out.
How many tags should I use maximum?
As many as you want, as long as they logically make sense. The main thing I said is when you're pulling from your own tags, try not to use too many, because that doesn't make any sense. But when your allies buff you, go nuts.
Well, might as well. Oh my god.
R.I.P.
Why is this happening to me?
How could this happen to me?
Every roll has been bad.
All right, no worries.
So she rolled a -3 whack. Does she have like a concussion or something?
Yeah, basically. You go in to strike at Mr. Kim, and you've been very adamant. You're doing quite good, actually. And you're not sure if he's focused on you, primarily on Xander, but the second you move within range, Moyer, his eyes whip right back to you, and he blocks every single one of your blows and returns it, this time fully striking you along the flank and going for your face now. Please roll me, too. Oh, no, wait. Oh, you did roll face. Oh, wait, hold up.
Oh, no.
You're good. That is still, unfortunately, that is still a failure.
It is, but...
Now roll me face danger. That was go toe-to-toe. This one's face danger. So the negative to the first roll, I'm going to apply a story tag to you of, like, stunned. Basically, you moved in, he strikes you, you're kind of, for a moment. All right, all good. And then taking the full status from this one, it's another 3. Turbo whacked. All right, bringing you up to 4. Now, I did mention this before. You guys will see on Jasper, he has a debuff called Damaged 3. Going forward, Moira, don't use Turbo Whacked 4, because that'll give you a -4. I said, for this specifically, no matter how much damage you guys have taken, don't use yours if it exceeds 3, because -4 is, as we can see, truly brutal. -3 is doable. So next time you roll something, Moira, don't use your negative tag, use Jasper's. So he's both able to strike you, Moira, and knock you backwards through the table that was just recently flipped, causing it to shatter as you slide across the floor. You're not out of the fight, but you are definitely hurting. You're getting real close. A reminder that 5 status is out of the fight. You need to take 2 more 3 harms to go from 4 to 5. So it's basically 2 more big hits, Moira, and you're technically unconscious, not dead.
Well, this fight is getting intense.
This is not going well. But you know what? gonna go down fighting if I'm gonna go down at all.
I'm gonna look at George Kim because I didn't really like that very much, and I'm gonna give him a little taste of his own medicine.
Alrighty. Going for another strike.
Si, senor.
Roll it up.
I am gonna attack again after this.
Sure. And then Radai, if you're thinking about buffing or striking out or doing something right after Xander does his thing, you can do yours.
I think somebody needs some healing before she goes running back into the fight.
Fair enough.
Give him a little knuckle buster to the face.
All right. Being as close as you are and cornered, you do indeed go to strike out at George. But since Whitepaw is close by, he'll actually leap in the way and he takes the blow instead. Fortunately for you, that brings Whitepaw up to a bonked 4. I should have turned that to turbo bonk because you boop the snoot dead on. And moving around the corner, you did straight up knock out Whitepaw as he goes hurtling backwards, bouncing off one of the back walls. He goes to stand, looking as if he's going to strike you one more time, Xander. But as his body falls, and he goes into a rest, George moves around his wounded friend and goes to strike you in the face. Xander, please roll me.
Looks like you should have had a stronger partner there, mate.
Please roll me face danger. You may use the negative smokescreen.
I will roll while I talk crap to George Kim.
Of course. And you can use his smokescreen to help you.
Woo! Listen here, mate. I'm telling you, you're messing with the wrong bloke, all right?
All right, you're able to fend off his strikes again. You blocked every single one of his attacks, all of them crashing into your magical shields. And his sort of joyful,
George, remember when we were in your shop and I said you don't want to mess with me? This is exactly what I'm referring to. You don't want to mess with me, mate.
All of your shields shatter. He steps back and he just his expression looks a little more angry now. He goes, I'm serious, guys. I need you all to back down now. And looking back over to Radai, you said you wanted to heal Moira.
Yeah.
Go ahead and do just that.
Change game, right?
Bingo.
Hope buttons work.
Oh,
No, buttons did not work.
buttons did not work. And as you've knocked out Whitepaw, 2 things are going to happen. George will look at your group. Look back to Whitepaw, look back to the ceiling, and the look he gives you, Xander, would shatter glass and freeze water in a moment. You feel the temperature drop further, and he stomps the ground, taking a more firm stance. This time saying, all right, though, but for real, I'm being serious. This needs to end. And when he says this, the smokescreen will magically dissipate off of George. And for a moment, Xander, the laser focus will also fall off you. You feel not fully unbalanced, but definitely feel as if something is off. And you can tell that Mr. Gim is going to strike out at you at any moment, no longer paying attention to the 2 in the corner.
Oh, so we're being serious now.
Serious.
I'm gonna grab the hilt of my sword and kind of crack it a little bit, and I'm like, all right, serious it is then, mate. So you say he's gonna strike me?
Yes, he is going to attack. There's something definitely magical floating around him now. There was before, but now it's more noticeable.
Can I still attack him?
Very much so, yeah. Right after Xander does, you can move on in. And realistically, Radai, if you want to try again, you're more than welcome to. Unfortunately, you have to use different tags, but you definitely can try again. If you don't have any tags, you can just do a flat roll. Might not work, but no one's stopping.
Yeah, I still left one more alchemy tag there in case I botch that.
Oh, perfect. I mean, a wrong roll. But if you roll a 10 on a go toe-to-toe...
I thought I was face danger.
Well, he's going... He's going.
I'm defending him, right?
Yes, he's going to hit you. You said you were going to attack him, right?
Oh, I'm attacking. Okay, I thought you said I had to defend first.
Honestly, you're going to defend twice anyway, depending on what's going on. So we'll go ahead and just go with this. So yes, he goes to strike out, and you're able to divert his fist. Now go ahead and attack.
Okay.
So regardless, attack was coming in anyway, so that's perfectly fine.
What is the intent I'm feeling from him right now?
You don't think he wants to hurt you guys? He just legitimately wants to stop you, and he doesn't want to stop you. He wants to stop something else from happening. You're not the problem.
So, leaving my sword in its sheath, I'm still going to use the sword. Actually, I'm going to pull the sword out, but I'm going to flip it reverse, kind of like Rurouni Kenshin.
Yeah.
And I'm going to kind of whack him. Goodness gracious.
Goodness gracious, indeed.
Well, my rolling was bound to happen.
Perfectly fine. Things do indeed happen. So you're able to block his first strike, and the hard move is going to be a temporary off balance, and he will very quickly follow that up with a second blow. So go ahead and roll me face danger real quick. Honestly, probably just use the same tags you did for that first one, but also the off balance has a negative tag, which will burn after you use it. And then Moira, if you want to move in to strike, you can. Radia, if you want to heal her first, go ahead and roll that before Moira rolls, and then we'll see what that does.
Click on off balance.
Yes. Excellent. Alrighty. Though your blow does not connect Xander, you're able to stop both of his strikes. Off balance goes away. You're able to rebalance yourself. You can very clearly tell that George is almost somewhere else. He is incredibly focused. If any of these were to make contact, you can tell they would hurt quite something fierce. Radia, if you want to heal, go and roll that first. Then Moira, you can roll to attack.
Oh, for the love of...
We're all just rolling doo-doo right now.
Oh my god. Except for you!
Well, see...
I mean, with my attack, I roll doo-doo.
This is true.
Cries.
I'm sorry, Myra. I think something got worked up in my bag. This
That's
isn't
okay.
working right.
I'm gonna attack anyway.
Alrighty. As you go to get up Moira and strike, Radia, you're going through your bag, and you just can't find it no matter what you do. There's something in there, and you break a bottle in your haste to try to find something, and something begins to kind of furl into the air, and you blow it away with your hand, and you keep looking. You will find something to help Moira. And as you charge Moira, you realize that as he twists a bit, now in a defensive position against both the two of you, Whitepaw has actually gotten back up just barely on his last legs, and he's moving in to assist George. If you want to strike Moira, you're more than welcome to do so.
This feels like animal.
It's not a real animal, don't worry. Alrighty, moving in to do your absolute best. Unfortunately, you are not able to do so. Moira, please roll me to face danger.
To be fair, that would have failed anyways without the damage.
Indeed, yes.
Not trying.
That's well,
I'm just trying to make him feel.
I mean, that's why I'm so upset. It's just bad, regardless.
Yeah. Sometimes the dice are mean. The dice are really mean sometimes. It happens.
Name desire.
If you use yours, it's going to be -4, which is not great at all.
I don't really like you using Jasper when he's not even here. You dick DM.
What? I thought that was the point.
It is the point. She's joking.
Oh my god, now I feel bad though.
Don't feel bad. She's joking.
Is she?
Yes, she's joking.
Didn't sound like she was
Of course
joking.
I am.
You're barely even here.
Personal vendetta.
Alrighty. Moira.
God.
George damage has gone up by 1 tier. Rather than striking for 3, he now strikes for 4. Unfortunately, that means you are turbo-whacked 5, meaning you're effectively unconscious. He strikes you with such gusto that you are out of the fight, Moira. If you wish to continue fighting, which I'm not going to say don't, but if you ever reach 6 status, you are legitimately dead or permanently changed in a very bad way.
No,
I let you guys.
I think I'm just gonna be. I'm gonna have to be unconscious. I don't want my
All right,
character.
Radia, it's just you and me.
All right.
We got this.
Oh my gosh.
While George is
Hey,
indeed.
they are hurt, so we.
Yes.
We
Oh yeah, no, they're super hurt. Yeah. Whitepaw's literally on his last pause.
Leg.
Yeah, last leg basically, and George's getting there too. He's in his final form. He quickly whips over to you though, Moira, dodging your blow, catching your arm, and he just throws you over his shoulder through one of the side walls, and you crumble off into the distance. Neither of your allies can see you. Now that you're no longer
like what you did, my friend, mate.
Now that you're no longer guarding Radia, the protected tag is indeed gone, and he slowly moves around as you're saying this, Xander. He says, I know this thing is a little cheesy, but it's nothing personal, buddy.
I'll punch him in the face.
Go for it.
Fine. Ah!
Alrighty. Get ready to roll me a defense roll, so get that boy charged up. As you do indeed strike out again with your spell-casting energy constructs, you just unleash this uppercut that you know would fell someone, and again, defending his master, Whitepaw jumps in the way, takes the blow, is flung off to the side, and once again removed from battle.
And they say dogs are man's best friend.
And again, with a
I'm not touchable,
14.
mate. You can't touch me. I'm Floyd Mayweather up here.
Oh my-
I'm dodging. I'm ducking. You can't touch me.
Oh, man. All right. Another blow from George, and you move out of the way, Xander. You know blocking this one head on is not a good idea. As your magic shield instantly shatters, the energies disperse into another side-facing wall, which explodes as the pressure from his fist reaches it. And his eyes flit from you, Xander, to Radia now as he slowly starts moving towards her. Radia, what do you know?
When I dodge it, I'm gonna do like the Muhammad Ali shuffle, and I'm gonna like do the whole Bruce Lee thing on my chin. I'm like,
All right, Radia, what you feeling? You got dragon, you got magic.
Yep. My alchemy bag is broken right now or something. I don't know. Anyway, George, why are we doing this? Why are you here? Why are you guarding this tower? As I wiggle my fingers, getting ready for
Fully turning towards you.
Well, the dragon's getting ready to intercept.
Okay.
Well, I cast.
Fully turning towards you. He says, I don't want to be here. It's not my fault. Y'all got involved in something. And if I don't do this, then... And he goes to say the next part, but he can't. Something's stopping him from doing so.
Who is this? Why can't... What's the words? Who did you make a deal with that you have to do this?
I didn't make a deal. I just need you two to leave.
I don't think we can do that because there's not something good going on in this tower if we don't leave. If we do leave, something bad's going to happen in this tower.
He nods as if to say he understands, but he can't stop.
So I guess I try to do a spell, cast something, fire breath, magic, fire
Go for
bomb
it.
ball or something.
Roll me go toe-to-toe. Alrighty, excellent. We're just going for raw damage.
Yeah. I don't think I have anything to actually bonk him. Or whatever status he's got.
All right, he has Big Ow. I'll just add +2 to that. So he'll still be at 3, but we know this means he's on the threshold of being on 4 as you blast your flames at him, Radia. Rather than blocking, he moves purely through them. You're not sure if he's affected by them, but deep down, we know he is. He is just incredibly driven. Radia, please roll me to now face danger as he pulls his fist back to strike you.
And here I can use dragon to defend me? Yes?
Whatever you want to use, whatever makes sense. You also have your you have a lot of defense tags actually. You have your Shadow Shroud, you have Stone Skin, and you have Fierce Dragon.
And make them yellow buttons?
Yes, red is bad. Okay. We don't want red. So, despite your Stone Skin, despite Dragon getting in the way, and the Shroud of Shadow that jumps up to protect you, Radia, you're just very focused. He pierces past all of this, striking you in the gut for a winded 4. You instantly find it difficult to breathe. Now he's looking between the two of you, hoping to finish this quickly. Xander, you are behind, if not to the side, of Mr. George. So you can probably strike out now if you wish.
It's time to get jiggy with it, and I want to do a spinning heel kick of magic destruction at George.
All right, reminder, if you absolutely need something to hit, you can always burn a tag and it will guarantee hit. No negatives.
Yeah, but if I burn a tag, then I can't use the tag.
Correct. So that is the risk. But you know,
how many hits do I need to take him out?
You're not 100% sure. I can't tell you what his status meter max is, but he's at 3.5 right now. So another 2 harm, another 2, and he'll be done.
It's all Gucci. All right. Attack! And boom!
There we go. Alrighty. With a 9 using 3 tags. What is this attack, Xander? What's it look like?
It's a flaming, spinning roundhouse kick.
Alrighty. As he knocks Radia to the floor, unfortunately, your dragon was not able to defend you, and with its wing, dragon's trying to stand you up, Radia, growling at George, maybe understanding him, but at the same time, he did indeed hurt you. As George quickly turns to you, Xander, getting ready to take you out, you move in much faster than he was expecting, and the back of your heel strikes George in the face. Xander, go and roll me face danger, please.
Not as good, but still good.
Striking him across the face, he quickly whips around. It feels almost as if you kicked a wall, Xander. George does not move at all when your blow makes contact with him. He whips around almost as if nothing happened, quick as a machine, striking you in the chest, and you can feel your ribs creak and crack as you go flying almost into the same hole that Moira did, shattering more of the wall, taking cracked 3. As you stand, the dust around you settling, it looks as if Mr. Gim is ready for more, ready to continue. He takes one single step, though, and suddenly the aura that surrounds him dies. He takes another step, coughs, the room's temperature returns to normal, and he says, shit, not yet. He falls forward, trying to catch himself, and instead he falls face first onto the floor, just barely catching himself, holding up his weight with a single arm, breathing heavily, as if all of the damage, all of the everything instantly caught up with him. And by this point, Moira, you are, of course, still breathing. You can hear the end of the fight. Xander, you're able to stand, and you're a few feet to like the left of Moira.
Is he on the floor, or?
He's currently on the floor, breathing heavily, just saying no, over and over to himself.
Can I cast magic chains around him to lock him?
You very much can.
Just in case he decides to want to get up again.
As you stand, with a quick incantation, you're able to hold Mr. Gim down, and he doesn't struggle against it. At least not initially. Suddenly, this dark room becomes light, as one at a time, ceiling lights turn on.
I'm going to pick Moira up.
Or you're definitely conscious, but you felt better.
I probably have a concussion.
A little.
Well, on the plus side, George is not doing so hot. He's on the floor right now.
You did good.
As you say that, you hear him say, just one more chance. One more. And half the lights almost break out immediately as you guys have done a fair number to this room. The far wall, where Mr. Gim kept looking, suddenly you hear some sort of machine whirring. And from that wall, you see a large projector screen slowly ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk its way down, all the way from ceiling to the floor. George, looking at this, says, no. A second later, a projector turns on.
A projector?
Displaying on the screen, nothing. Darkness. At least initially, darkness. And then you hear well, hello everyone. The 3 of you that are there, yes? Xander, Moira, Redaya.
I don't like when voices know my name and I don't know who's talking.
Mr. Gim, you said you would take care of them, did you not? It seems one is missing, and yet you still failed. Yes? And he's still saying to himself, no.
And who is this speaking right now?
The very same self-person your little group has been attempting to follow.
Philip.
No, Mr. Albright.
Albright?
Sorry, yeah. Why did I think it was Philip?
Not sure. He is dead, though.
Yeah.
You're
like,
a hard one to...
She's like, I'm concussed.
A hard one to track
Myra,
down,
let me see if I
Albright.
can fix you up.
Well, I guess the tower is rightfully yours now. Congratulations. Mr. Kim, you did try. And try hard you did. A light comes on in this dark room. And suddenly, the 3 of you can see, projected on this wall, a girl, maybe in her mid to late teens, tied to a metal chair. It's difficult to see what is around her, but she seems to be in some sort of storage container. Her eyes are tied, mouth, hands tied behind her back, legs tied to said chair. George looks up and goes, no. Oh, all right, come on, man, come on. Take me instead, man. Like, I'm not even involved in this. Who the hell even are you? No, Mr. Kim. You see, you failed in your part of the bargain. So things are going to play out as promised. Yes? And to the 3 of you.
No, I don't like this.
And Roxanne.
I don't like this.
Wherever she is. I understand you're coming for me, yes?
Well, obviously, you're not going to succeed in what you're trying to do there. Plus, this is like the most stereotypical bad guy thing, kidnapping a young girl. Why don't you come out here and face us like a man?
Does this young girl look like George?
Very much so, yes. This is Harukim, his niece that was visiting.
No.
Well, I suspect with Roxanne looking with her unique capabilities, it will not be long until you find me. Good luck, though. I am hoping the road bump that is Mr. George Kim assists as much as we suspected. Goodbye for now. And you see in the distance a large door from the backside of this room open. A figure leaves, closes. But in this room, you also see another figure, another very large, winged figure. It takes a step, the camera rumbles. It takes another step, the camera rumbles. And you can see an outline of wings in flame standing just behind this girl as she's continuing to panic and wriggle in the chair.
Pause.
Yes?
Ain't no mountain high enough.
Is there anything I can do?
I'm invoking my skill, sister.
Moira.
Well, this is from
like,
a
what does that
projector, right?
mean?
Like, we can't really do anything.
Correct. So Moira cannot do anything, but Roxanne can literally appear anywhere whenever she would like.
Yes, this is a cheat skill. I only get to use it once per session. That's why it's a cheat skill.
Okay,
I'm
well, go
invoking
on.
myself into this room, and I would like to immediately warp away with the girl.
All right. As you instantly warp in Roxanne, you are met face to face with our good friend Isabel Kittner in all of her glory. And in this moment, I am going to mute myself and tell Roxanne something that only she can say.
I don't like Isabel. On site! On site!
Well, there was a little dialogue he said before that two people were having an argument. Maybe Isabel doesn't want to do whatever's just about to happen, or was going to happen, or something.
I don't know. Just like, she destroys her store. She's coming after people. Like, even if she doesn't want to do something, she's acting really evil.
Yeah, it's not a good look. I'm not gonna lie. Kind of hoping we'd seen the last of her in regards to this situation.
And poor Mr. Kim being having his niece held ransom for him to
Feels bad.
guard this tower. No wonder he's fighting so hard.
Yeah, that makes sense, contextually. He's not doing it. Or, theoretically, he's doing it to protect somebody, which, that's valid.
Alrighty. Back.
Hello. Welcome back.
Your group of three honestly cannot see very much. Roxanne is in the way. Her shadow army is in the way. Within an instant, you see Isabel lash out. She grabs onto Roxanne, smashes her against the side of this container, and then throws her immediately out the same door that Reginald just exited in a moment ago. In the distance, you see her body crumple, and with a quick pull of her wings, the door slams shut. You can hear Roxanne banging on it from the outside, and as Isabel moves closer and closer to this girl that is tied down, you see flame begin to surround her. She struggles. George Kim begins to scream out, "No, no, no, stop. This wasn't part of the deal." And in an instant, the room is filled with flames. The camera explodes, and all you see is static.
Well, that's not good.
So
the only people
Roxanne
that were
did not
in
get them out?
the only people that were in the room was the girl tied up, or Roxanne was in there too?
She flung Roxanne out of the room. She chucked her out.
Oh, okay.
That is correct. I did not rescue the girl.
We did.
Good job, Roxanne. So much for being a vigilante.
We did outside secret roleplay.
Yeah, there was some secret roleplay there.
Secret dice rolling that clearly didn't go in your favor, and now you got chucked out of a room.
Oh, this is bad.
George is saying nothing. He's just on the floor.
It's going to be on site for Isabel. It's going to be on site for the other guy.
On site for Isabel.
Albright on site. Isabel on site.
Oh my god. Can I find Isabel?
Theoretically, you're not sure where she's staying, but you do have her contact information.
Can I track her?
Technically, yes. Right now, Radia, how are we feeling? What's going on through your head?
Lots of unpleasantries. I'm gonna go look over to George, put my hand on his shoulder, and you should have told us. Why didn't you tell us what was going on?
He looks
we
up
could have directed our other friend to go get her out.
and he's crying and he says, I couldn't. He did some weird shit to me. I thought I was immune to it, but God damn it. Who is this guy?
Bad news.
Yeah, but who is he?
If we're not mistaken, his name is... Insert correct name.
It's Reginald
Reginald
Albright.
Albright. He's a very bad man. Let's just leave it at that.
It's about to be a very dead man. Y'all,
Well, no offense, George, but if you couldn't take us on, I don't think you're going to be able to take him on by yourself, especially with the evil demon lady that is with him.
I almost took 3 out by myself. What are you talking about?
I mean, he's not wrong. He did take me out of the fight.
See, the demon lady is a lot stronger than you and all of us by herself, and you got the Albright guy, so you can't really go in there by yourself unless you want to die.
Fine, then we go together. When are we going?
As soon as we find out where he's at.
Do you want me to unchain you there, mate?
He nods as if to say, yes, please. Also, give me 1 second.
Just wiggling with chains. Where is she? Where is she? I'll get her. You're gonna get her with the chains around you?
All right, as the chains come off him, he stands and rolls his neck. He looks around the room and looks at the back door he was defending. And then looks back to you guys, just, man, what the hell's even in there?
One of my shadows suddenly pops up. The cute little kitty one. And he's just gonna say, she's fine, don't worry.
She's fine? I thought you said that she didn't get taken out in time.
I
think
did not take her out. That is correct.
I think the little kid is talking about Roxanne.
No, the little kid is talking about George's sister.
Oh no, you kind of got yeeted out of the room, so I didn't know who you're talking about.
You saying Haru's okay?
Yeah, she's fine. Apparently Isabel is not a bad person.
The hell do you know that?
Was it a trick?
Yeah, they made a deal.
Okay,
I'm so confused by this.
I feel a little bit better knowing that Isabel isn't a child murderer.
Roxanne was concerned for half a second though, so yeah.
Aren't you concerned about Roxanne?
Yeah, I'd like to go back to her if you will let me, please.
Are you going to tell us where she is?
Would my shadows have known exactly where I teleported to?
I don't see why not.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Does the shadow actually have cat ears, by the way?
Yes.
Okay, is he wearing them or they're actual cat ears?
Hard to tell since
He
they're
died wearing
made of
them.
shadow.
He was at an anime convention.
Fellow weeb.
The kids.
Ooh, woo, Roxanne's over there.
Oh God. Okay, I really just went through like the what is it? The 5 stages of grief or whatever. I was really shocked. You know what? Maybe Isabel was right. Well, no.
Wait, about what?
Well, I was gonna say maybe Kevin, what's his face, just
Myra has a concussion. Everybody,
No, I'm already thinking he had to die. So,
I mean, it's true that I'm also thinking that he needs to die. The more entrenched in this we get.
Who, Albright?
No, Kevin, the politician.
Kevin, the politician. It
I
all really
wanted,
traces back to him.
I still wanted to see his reputation completely ruined before he died, but yeah.
Yeah,
oh, we're getting there. We're getting there. Y'all got a lot of information on him.
I mean, Albright is significantly worse, is he not?
I mean, he is also on a revenge-driven mission. He clearly is not concerned about taking lives, though, other than Kevin, which is a huge red flag. Like, big red flag. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I feel like maybe he should also.
So,
die.
Small Child is trying to tell us that Isabel made a deal with Roxanne and the explosion was not real?
Or that Isabel was already not going to kill Haru.
That's right. That last one.
Okay. So there really was no deal in terms of, like, she just wasn't going to do it.
Right.
Okay.
She just needed to make it look like she did.
God, I cannot tell you the amount of relief I just felt. Whew. I was like, really put my faith in the
Yeah, I know. You were all quiet.
I was like, here I am, like thinking that she's not a bad person, and like I wasn't concerned at all, and now she's a murderer? No, but it's okay. Because if she had murdered Kevin, I mean, really, he deserved it. So, you know.
Ooh, big kitty.
White Paw. How's White Paw doing?
A little better, not quite as shit, but definitely still damaged.
How many times did I knock out White Paw?
Twice, I think.
The White Paw's gonna need to go to a veterinarian. Got a concussion.
I just bring him to a Poke Center. Boop, boop, boop. Heal.
I'm digging through my potions and things and making new things. Quick.
Excellent.
Hey, Radiah, how's your potion bag? Is it destroyed?
Not quite. I still have raw materials salvageable to make new stuff. The stuff I had just seems to be... let's not use those. They're going to go down the drain later.
They're cursed.
Yeah, they're cursed. I don't know what happened.
George laughs at that and leans down to pet the small cat boy, nodding as if to say thanks. Then he looks back to you, Radiah, and says, sorry about smacking you there. I don't know why. I feel really bad for hitting you for some reason. You're all good people. I like all of you, but you in particular. I apologize. I mean, I'm sorry for knocking y'all out, of course, but...
I'm a little offended.
Auden got knocked out. What are you talking about? I'm fine.
Yeah, of course. Sorry for hitting the two of you, but I don't know. Radiah's got this, like, really homely, nice, have a cookie kind of...
Well, she does own a coffee shop, so...
He is
I do have
exactly
cookies.
Yeah, I mean, that is an incredibly accurate depiction of Radiah, I think.
He walks up to your group and just sort of says, no hard feelings then? Yeah?
I mean, we started this and I said no hard feelings, so we're good.
Good,
only,
good.
Only if you help.
Oh, no, I'm gonna
However, if Haru had died, I would have let you just murder me, just to be clear, because that's pretty messed up.
Please don't die when Roxanne's not here to see it.
Excuse me?
Excuse me, what?
Oh, so I can be a shade.
Become a shadow.
Roxanne, I have a question about your shadows.
Yes.
Are we sure Roxanne's not a murderer?
Is this a deal that you make, or do you just take them without their permission?
Dun dun dun. Should they want to answer that?
I don't like that long pause.
No, the way it's working right now, to my knowledge, is that it's accidental.
Do you have to be near all these people when they died to get them?
Yes.
How do you have so many?
I'm a vigilante. I wander around a lot.
That's a little weird. You're
Yeah, but
just like
you're
just like
you have small
peeking out a window and there's somebody dying.
I also don't have many named ones. The rest are literally just shadows.
Man.
Well then.
Guess what's the...
So was that aura around
Next
George Kim,
move.
like, was that his power, or is that an amp?
Oh no, he's full himself. You sense no weird juju coming from George. All right, look into your group. What's the plan? What are we doing?
Are we not going to go behind that door?
I guess we might as well. That's what we were here for.
It's why we beat up George.
That's why we beat up George.
We should go through the door.
Look, here's the thing. If Haru had died, I would have immediately gone after Isabel.
On site.
Like, literally on site. But since we know that she's safe, I feel comfortable going into the room.
Myra
to
would have
continue the
re-destroyed her store out of anger.
I would have.
She would have built it. She would have hired contractors to rebuild her store and then destroyed it again.
I was sitting there and I was like, I understand the revenge thing. I might become a vigilante. Like, I was really mad, but also like really horrified. So
I will teach you, young Padawan.
All right, so I'm gonna go and open the door.
I'm like 12 years older than you.
And
All right, yeah, I guess,
A revenge Padawan.
I have the experience here.
It's true, you do. You teach me how to become a vigilante, and I teach you how to write an essay.
I will so pass school now.
Xander, as you move forward and open the door, the room looks precisely as we both found it the first time and left it. All the runes and shit are still up. We, of course, need to deactivate it. Fortunately, all our men are downstairs. They know how to do it, so you don't need to do it yourself. You can ask them to do it for you, and they can.
I'm gonna call them up so they can do it.
All right, you do so. The room looks like absolute garbage, so they're a little hesitant upon walking in, but they're not going to ask any questions. They see some random dude with the tiger, not going to question that either, because clearly they don't mean aggro. And they walk in and start getting to work. Every subsequent person entering the room kind of does the jumped startled, like, oh, Jesus, what is that?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, late in the night, everyone starts getting to work. Roxanne, you decided to not be in the fight the entire time. Well, your goal was to find Mr. Mans, correct?
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, let's cut to you real quick. While everyone's discussing that, you were thrown outside of this container. And it hurts. Like, she didn't hold back. She threw the shit out of you. Fortunately, your shadows caught you. So it hurts, but not as much as it possibly could have. You were able to brace the fall. When Isabel looked at you, Roxanne, her eyes and her expression effectively just said, trust me. In that moment, you decided to. Whatever she did in there, you're not sure, but you felt the heat from here. You don't see Reginald walking away, but you can feel someone moving about in the shadows.
I'm gonna send my shadow feelers out and say, Reginald, I got beef with you about Gale.
This sudden movement ceases. And a moment later, you just hear oh, Roxanne.
That's right.
You hear somewhat of a scoff or a laugh come from one of the containers behind you, actually.
I'm going to turn around and run towards it.
No need to run, as he's right there looking down at you.
I will pretend to not be surprised.
He's smiling, looking at you and your little shadow army. A man with a very intricately cut facial hair, a yellow suit, purple shirt, pink tie, slicked back hair. Clearly he is probably mid-40s, if you could tell. He says, what can I do for you, Roxanne?
Are you being serious about helping Gale?
I was being quite serious, yes.
How exactly? No one can help his partner.
You see, that's just the thing. Gale did not think he could help his partner. He did not think that, despite his deep, deep love for him, his power was not enough. This is not true, though. Gale can indeed save Eric. At least I believe he can.
And are you still going to help him now that we've interfered?
You have indeed complicated things, but fortunately, I have gotten what I wanted. And if things continue to go my way, which they will, let's be honest. Yes, Gale will have precisely what he wishes for. Don't tell me that is your only worry.
If you know anything about me, and based on that conversation, you know something. You know I don't like seeing loved ones die.
In that, we have something in common. He takes a step back, but not to walk away. Just repositioning.
Can I tell anything about him?
How so?
I mean, he's clearly very neat, so he's taking well care of himself. Can I tell maybe how strong he is?
I would say it's definitely difficult to tell. You can't put your finger on it precisely, but he's walking around with an air of authority, as if to say, not you are nothing, but were you to attempt something, it would be foolish for you.
Personal vendetta. He thinks that Gale can help Eric all by himself, right?
Correct.
Do I think he might be withholding information on that?
In terms of Gale?
Yeah, being able to do it by himself.
Yeah, probably.
Do I think it's detrimental to his success? I'm being very selfish right now.
What are you trying to find out precisely?
I want to see if I need to argue that Gale should keep doing what he's doing, helping Albright.
Interesting. Were you to bring that up, you're effectively asking Reginald if, in Gale's current state, he can help Eric. And the answer would be no. You cut things short. He broke his end of the deal, so unfortunately, I have to break my end of the deal, but things are going swimmingly anyway.
Wait, things are going swimmingly anyway?
For Albright, yes.
So does that mean that if Gale starts helping again, it's not going to matter?
You're not sure. Almost. That is the feeling you're getting.
This is really triggering me. You're trying to kill this guy's partner, Hub. I'm getting real triggered here. I'm not sure what else to ask next. Because he very clearly won't tell me any more about how it's done, right?
How what's done?
How he's going to help Gale get stronger.
Oh, no, you can ask.
Then yeah, I'll do that.
He laughs. You're being very forward. You know, you are quite interesting amongst your group. What precisely are you suggesting, Roxanne? Because, yes, I'm sure it's not a mystery to you that I'm able to help these individuals. I'm able to give a little boost to their inherent, latent abilities. And I could do the very same for you.
I really don't want to boost, thanks.
Would you like control?
I have control, thanks.
He nods as if to say, all right. But yes, with my guidance, I believe Gale has the ability, potentially, to help Eric. I'm sure you are quite aware it is a very difficult situation. The man is indeed terminally ill. They are both quite old. Time, unfortunately, is not fair. Life is not fair. But that is how things go, yes?
Yeah, you don't need to tell me that.
I am well aware.
Oh, DM, can I ask you a question in private, please?
Yes. Okay, question answered.
Waiting it with bated breath.
Sorry. I was just asking if something was possible and then worth it, and the answer is no.
Damn.
All right, I will finish the conversation with, if Gail's still willing to help, will you help him complete his goal?
He pauses for a moment, nods, and says, you see, that is the special thing with our current circumstances, Roxanne. Gale has already helped me. If things go the way I presume them to, I will get what I want, and in turn, because Gale has helped me such, I shall return the favor to him. That is my plan, at least. He has been the most useful amongst my comrades.
You already have what you want?
It is within my grasp.
Are you sure we're not going to stop you?
You may very well try. I do not see it being possible, but, well, I didn't think I would be standing in my current position, and yet here I am.
Smirk.
Are we just about done now? Is it your bedtime?
No.
I do believe you have someone that you need to tuck in, though, yes?
You better be careful going forward. We are going to stop you. I'll poof away. Do I need to roll for that?
Nope, he'll let you. And as you do, he waves and says, I do wish you and yours the best of luck.
By the way, while I'm talking to him, I also want to stick a very tiny little shadow to him.
Okay.
As like a constant tracker locator thingamajig.
With that, roll me stealth. If you don't want to roll, you can burn a tag to make it absolutely work. You are good at stealth, but a failure is a mixed success, unfortunately. As long as you get a mixed success, it's a full success. One step below that, I'll tell you right now, will be not great.
Moving shadows and surprise from behind?
Yes, that works.
Can I also use obsession? Because this man is like first and foremost on my brain right now.
Sure. All right, that is a full success then. You're able to sneak a little tiny shadow somewhere onto Reginald Albright to follow him around wherever he may go. Now, it does say it fools people if they are able to be fooled, even on a full success. So with that, I will say that the tracking might not be perfect, but it's pretty damn good.
I imagine it's probably going to be time limited before he notices, right?
Either time limited, or it will last as long as we need it to, but something, against your will, is going to interfere with it to cause occasional disruptions.
Okay.
It should, for the most part, function fine, though.
All right, and then I have Gail's number, right?
You do, yes.
I'm going to call him.
Do you already know what you're going to ask him?
Yeah, I'm going to tell him to ignore everything we told him before and help Reginald if he still wants it.
Okay. You call him up, and it's late, but Gale answers all the same and says, "Good evening, Roxanne. It's rather late. What can I do for you?"
I want you to ignore everything we said and continue helping Reginald.
That's a fairly extreme change. May I ask why?
Because he's confident he can help you with your problem, and you need him to do it.
He's silent for a moment after clearing his throat. Roxanne, I believe I'd say, come to a realization. Reginald is an interesting individual, but my ability, this dagger that I have, It's not omnipotent. It can't do everything. I can rewind time, locally, to be sure. And while that is powerful, I did tell you it has, well, negative repercussions. I'll be blunt. The more I use the dagger, the reason I don't want any of you, or anyone that's not myself, to touch it. Upon use, you will get older, against your will. There is no way to turn this back. Those that are not attuned to it, it's a much more severe effect. Were you to use it, Roxanne, and not be ready, you could age 5, 10 years, in an instant. That's half your life just gone. And for me, there's a similar effect. It's not as bad, of course, but I'm older than I should be right now. I do know I look good for my age, but, well, time waits for no one. Yeah?
Wait. So even with him boosting you, that negative was still active?
We thought it would go away. It's slowed, to be sure. By no means not as effective. But if I rewind one day of Eric's life, undo the damage that his body's doing to itself, if things didn't work for us, sometimes I lost a week, a month of my time. If I keep doing this, well, I'll just end up killing myself, Roxanne. And I can't do that. I cannot do that to Eric. We made a decision. The two of us. We're going to live out our lives together. I'll spend every day I can with him. I want every moment, every minute of my life to be filled with the man that I love. And that's all I could ask for.
My heart is bleeding right now.
I understand things are complicated, but sometimes you need to let go and just live your life. I realize I spent too much time trying to figure out how this damn dagger works. I don't know if Albright understands this, but, well, despite me being able to control time, I'm running out of it. So I've chosen this path instead. I do appreciate the offer, though.
All right, I'll talk to you later then.
Stay well, Roxanne.
You too.
And he hangs up.
My side story romance is getting crushed. It makes me want to go see Jasper's BFF because I have a huge crush on him. I'm going to call him up.
Okay. You're going to spend your night hanging out with Jasper's BFF?
Yes, his name is Micah.
I think you gave me a token for him, right?
Yeah, I give you a icon for him.
You'll get there eventually. Okay, I don't have it currently in, but it is a little late. You'll go hang out with Micah. Back to our main team, the larger team right now. Xander, Moira, and Radiah. All of you are...
I will also text them that I attached a snitch to Albright.
Perfect.
You're all relatively hurt, unfortunately. Of course, Radiah and her cookies and magical alchemical madness can assist us, of course. If you have any burn tags, of course, those will fix themselves as well. Whether we rest or whether we get things taken care of. But we know Reginald is going forward with his plans. Whatever they may be, he is attempting to do something. Fortunately, Roxanne is tracking him. But the three of you, most assuredly, need to heal. Need to recover, repair, and prepare for what is to come.
Do it fast. I'm also going to say that his plans are proceeding without Gale, which was a big red flag to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess your little catboy would go back to you. Yeah.
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 And of course, Mr. Kim is also just as banged up as you guys are. He got up to 4 harm before the fight got nixed.
Can I give him like a knuckle bump or whatever?
Oh yeah, of course. And truly, no hard feelings. He's not mad at you guys, especially doubly so now that Roxanne has that information that Isabel has some sort of plan that we're unaware of. But Haru is still alive. He still wants to kick the shit out of Albright. But regardless, George Gim is now involved with this. So he'll be sticking relatively close to you guys. He'll not follow you all around, but he's going to want to be in your guys' inner circle. So when you're planning on actually, jumping on Reginald, you let him know. He will be there, 100%.
All right.
And is indeed late. Xander's men are taking care of the tower before we head to our beds and get some well-deserved rest. Is there anything that we wanted to do, or straight to rest, and then the next day awaits us?
I mean, I think I need rest. I forget how healing works in this game.
So each day, I've been basically healing you guys by 1 naturally. Since you're hurt a little more than that, what we can actually have on top of that, Radia can roll once per day for whoever she would like. We can do that at the beginning of next session. She'll roll change the game with her healing properties. Next time, hopefully, our dice are less cursed. And that way she can heal you with that much on top of the 1 per day. So I won't heal anybody now. Just we'll do it at the top of the session next time. But we are very quickly closing in on our final confrontation. And with that, I would say, Roxanne, you hang out with Micah, you do your thing, you experience life, specifically one of less turmoil, less drama and being punched and or set on fire. You will get a text, Roxanne, at some point late into the night, though. And this individual texting you, I will alert you next week.
Ooh, I'm doing a sleepover at a boy's house?
If you want, I'm not going to stop you.
I'm definitely doing a
That was
sleepover at a
rough.
boy's house.
Girls' night! With a guy, so just regular sleepover.
Co-ed. That was rough.